Mindful Speaking here, once again here to share with you some positive insight, some positive messages, and some positivity to help uplift and boost the positivity needed for your day. As you know, my name is Danny Dozie, coach, mentor, and speaker. And before we get started, I just want to pass along to you some positive energy and some positivity to help uplift your spirit. I just want to say that I hope you woke up out of the bed this morning in a positive mindset, in a positive space, and also having a positive attitude towards this day, tomorrow, the future, next week, next year, whatever, right? Whatever is to come later on down the line. So I want to share with you something here real quick, real positive. But what happens is that sometimes in life, when certain things happen, right, and certain events, circumstances, situations, and certain realizations come to awareness, what happens is that we end up getting caught in the space of a standstill. Or better yet, we're introduced to an emotion that yet feels like an anchor. And when I'm talking about an anchor, just picture for a second, imagine being in a pool, okay, or being in the ocean or river, wherever there's water, right, and it's deep. And it's almost like you've been trying to swim with this weight, right? You try to swim with this weight, you've been trying to go for a distance, but then all of a sudden you start to feel a bit more worn out. And then at some point you just stop, right? And at some point, this weight that you've been swimming with is now starting to make you sink. Now you're fighting for your spirit. You almost feel like you're fighting for your own personal sense of well-being. You're also fighting for your own sense of positive space. And now, but however, this weight that we're carrying or we've been swimming with is taking us lower. It's taking us lower. And we get to a point where we almost feel like we're in this space or we're in this moment of time where now we're expected to make a choice. And that choice that I'm going to share with you here, right, is either between finding the scissors and cutting this weight off and swim for yourself, or either keep allowing this weight to take you lower, lower, and lower to a point where we don't know what's going to happen next, right? So the main topic or the main emphasis in this video is about how to move forward in life, through life, and in life. And it only comes down to making a simple choice. So when I'm talking about making a simple choice, is either we're going to allow this weight that we're carrying to keep on holding us back, or we're going to find the scissors, pliers, or whatever. You're going to find some sort of cutting tool, let this weight go and feel much more lighter about yourself, so that way we can move forward with whatever it is that we need to pay our attention to. So I'm going to share with you 3 ways. And these are the 3 finest ways I've come to realize, and that's also helped me throughout my journey and my own personal life and whatnot. But one of the ways that I truly believe in helping you, that will help us and help you to also move forward, is to redirect your attention after you make the choice to cut this off, of course. But take your attention and redirect it towards your values. And what I mean by redirecting it towards your values is, you know, we go through this adventurous journey of things that we don't expect to happen. And oftentimes they do happen. But why is it that they happen? It's because we've allowed them to happen to us because they are out of sync with our own values, right? Sometimes when we don't have values put in place, like for example, health, you know, if we're going through our journey and we're experiencing health issues and health concerns, and I'm not trying to condemn or I'm not trying to be condescending, but when we don't spend enough time on our own personal health, and it's not just physically, it's mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. When we don't spend enough time in in alignment, or we don't spend enough energy within getting those things in alignment with, not saying perfect health, but yet personal best health, what happens is that we experience things all over the place that we are unaware of, and we don't know why, but it's because, well, that's just a lesson in itself. Just spend more time investing in your health, so that way it can be better, it can be more uplifted, and it can be more in a healthier space than it was before when we first found it. So that's just an example, but it's putting things in place so that certain experiences don't happen. And also putting these things and these values in place for you, so that way you can feel better about what you feel good about, if that makes sense. The next one I want to say, and this one's nice, I hope you find this beneficial, but it's to spend more time with yourself. When we're talking about spending more time with yourself, we're talking about building a relationship with yourself, because at the end of the day, you are your own very best friend. If you beat up on your best friend is going to beat up on you, right? If your best friend beats up on you, then you beat up on your own best friend, and you're beating up on your own personal sense of self. And spending more time with yourself means focusing on self-care, finding the meanings to self-love, finding the values in self-acceptance, coming up with your own personal belief system about yourself and the world that you view, what matters to you, what you're passionate about, what's some of the things that actually bring about true meaning, what's your personal purpose, what's the things that you see in your mind's eye, and what's the things that you vision in the future, whether that's 5 years, 10 years, even tomorrow, right? See, spending time with yourself is important, because at the end of the day, yes, you can have all the relationships in the world, and I'm not saying this in a bad way. You can have all the relationships with other people, with other surroundings, but you overlook your own relationship, you overlook your own true existence. And that's one thing we do not want to miss. And the last thing that I want to share with you here is give yourself a goal, okay? Sometimes when we come out of something and we find ourselves in a space, right, after we've given ourselves enough time to heal and recover, and now we can kind of put our head back in the right space to moving forward, just give yourself one goal, okay? And what I mean, or not even what I mean, but why I say give yourself a goal is because you give yourself a goal, then nobody can let you down but yourself. See, there's a lot of talk around, I guess, on the internet saying that, oh, you get a goal, then it means nothing afterwards. Well, it's not what it means afterwards, but it's the type of person you become within reaching or going after that goal. It's the type of confidence that you have, holding yourself accountable. How much do you truly want it? That's another element of determination. How much does this truly mean to you? What will you do with it? What are some of the things that you can take away from the experiences of going after a goal that you can share with other people that inspires them to go after goals or go after personal things that they want to achieve? Right? When we're talking about giving a goal, we're talking about using everything in your toolbox. We're talking about using experiences, using certain sorts of energy. We're talking about using things within our own mind and our own emotion or our own sense of existence that will help us to accomplish and go after these goals, right? And once you even once you get to these goals, you're gonna look back and think, oh my goodness, like I did that. You know, that's something that you can give yourself credit for. Nobody else can. Because obviously you know your own value. And once you know your own value, oh baby, then there's nothing on this planet that you experience today, tomorrow, or even in the future later on down the line that you cannot overcome. And once you find a way to overcome these things, It's just all about having resilience, baby. And that's what we need, right? When it comes to moving forward, moving through life, and moving in life. Key is just resilience. Anyway, if you like the video, like it at the bottom or underneath this video, subscribe to the channel, share with family members, friends, and anybody else who can use these positive messages, because we're only here to create this positive movement, not just for ourselves, but for everybody else and our surroundings around us. Stay well, stay positive, stay uplifted, and the last thing that I want to finish here with is just think well to live well. Danny Dozy, peace.